strong guy, good fighter. I just feel like sometimes I get into the matrix and I take them and I like figuring out the puzzle, and I felt comfortable in there tonight.
I think you've got deceptive power, Jack Catterall, as well, because you look like the puncher in there.
I'm at welterweight, third fight at welterweight. I feel strong, I feel good, and I'm just buzzing.
And you have, as I say, the portion of welterweight gold around your waist now. There was a few announcements going on this week with the WBA and word about Rolly Romero being a super champion. Whatever is next, if that is what you need to do, if that is the fight that is next, Rolly Romero, what are you willing to do to make that happen?
Whatever this man wants, I'll do. I'm going to get home tomorrow to my babies.
No doubt they'll watch this one back, Jack, and be very, very proud of their father, Jack Catterall. Promoter Eddie Hearn. Jack says he's the happiest man in the world. I know you don't always like matchroom versus matchroom matchups, but sometimes when it's at the world level, that's what you have to do. What did you make of his performance tonight?
Do you know what? They're two avoided guys, and they were both mandatories with governing bodies. Jack was mandatory with the WBO, Shakram was mandatory with the WBA, and they decided to just roll the dice. And that's, you know, they deserve all the credit and respect for that. They're two avoided guys, two of the top fighters at 147 pounds, and Jack was exceptional tonight. You know, he started fast, he was aggressive, and now he's got a portion of that World Championship, but we want the full portion. And thank you to Gilberto Mendoza, who put the official order out yesterday that the winner of this fight must fight Rolly Romero within 180 days. Why wait 180 days? We don't need 180 days. 90 sounds better. And, you know, thanks to Turkish Sheikh, Sam Jones, obviously co-manager, Rick Reno here as well, who's been pushing hard with Jack Catterall, and he deserves it. He's ducked nobody. Every opponent we put in front of him, Sam and Jack have said yes every time. And no one wanted to fight Shakram Girsov, especially Rolly Romero, that had avoided that fight for nearly a year. Jack stepped up, he becomes regular world champion tonight, and next up will be a shot at the Super Championship against Rolly Romero.
Rick Bruno, how soon can we see that fight, Jack Catterall against Rolly Romero?
Well, hopefully we'll get some conversations going this week, and we want to see that fight as soon as possible.
Jack, final word. Final word to you, Jack. Eddie's just said the pressure's on now to deliver that Romero fight. Boxing like that, many believe in that was the performance of your career so far. I think Adam Smith said on commentary that's the best he's seen you since the first fight with Josh Taylor. At your best, how do you believe a fight with yourself and Rolly Romero unfolds?
On my night, I could beat any of these champions at 47. I believe in myself. I want to thank Eddie, Turkey, Rick, Sam, the whole organisation. This is wonderful. Looking forward to the main event. Looking forward to supporting Hamza. And what a life.
What a life indeed. Jack Catterall and the new. How good does that sound? Congratulations to you and well done. No one really more deserving in this sport than Jack Catterall.
Jamie's right there. Those final words, no one more deserving. Obviously, we know the story of Jack Catterall. Had that fight with Josh Taylor for all the marbles at 140 pounds. Many people thought he won. Didn't get the opportunity. Didn't become undisputed. Now he's got a version of a welterweight title. Rolly Romero potentially next for him, Tony.
Yeah.
That's a fight he can win.
Of course it's a fight he can win at. He's shown here tonight against Girsov that he's got the minerals, and we've known this before about Jack. We all know how good Jack is. Once again, he shows how heavy-handed he is. Every time he landed clean on Girsov tonight, he hurt him. And I just thought it was a brilliant performance. I thought there was rounds that he was giving up, and I thought, why are you letting it get close? Because I see you're hurting Girsov every time you touch him. Just step on him a little bit more, and that's the only knock I have at Jack is he's too patient. But listen, tonight's a brilliant performance. And that's a big, big factor, it really is. And you know what it also is, that it's a big factor in when he's ready to push and be aggressive in fights. Because if you feel drained, if you aren't feeling right, the scales will tell one story, but the fight tells another. And the later rounds in a fight, he's able to put his foot down tonight and put his foot on the gas and go again. Rounds 10, 11 and 12, he's really strong. So listen, they're only